Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the House of European Football here in Nyon for the UEFA Europa League round of 32 draw. It's great to have all of you back with us here today. Congratulations to all the teams, of course, who've qualified for this stage of the competition. And over the last months, we've seen some truly wonderful football played in this tournament. The goals came thick and fast. 389 scored in 144 group stage games, averaging out at almost a goal every 30 minutes of play. Sevilla, who have won this competition a record 5 times, lead the scoring charts with 18 goals, while Salzburg's Munas Dabur finished as the group stage top scorer with 6 goals. Let's take a look back at some of the best moments so far from the teams who have qualified for the round of 32. The destination everyone is dreaming of reaching is Baku, and we've had some already thrilling moments and fantastic action. We're looking more of the same as the competition returns in February. First of all, we need to, of course, find out who will be facing who in the next phase. And it's time now to invite on stage the man who will be the master of the draw proceedings, the UEFA Deputy General Secretary, Giorgio Marchetti.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's always a pleasure to welcome you all to Nyon for our draws. The UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin, would also like to pass on his regards and offer the best of luck to all the teams who have reached this stage of the competition. So the 18 countries are represented in the round of 32, including 10 former winners of this competition and its predecessor, the UEFA Cup. All clubs are to be congratulated, of course, but a special mention is deserved today by FC Salzburg and Eintracht Frankfurt, who won all their group matches. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer to the draw, and all of the 32 teams left in this competition will be hopeful of holding this trophy on the 29th of May in Baku. I would now like to welcome on stage a very special football legend who knows all about winning important trophies. You will find out who I'm talking about in this video. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the German football legend Célia Šašić. Hello, Célia. Welcome. And now, it's not finished. It's the turn of another football legend who played many matches in European competitions and lifted this illustrious trophy. Please welcome on stage the 2003 winner of the UEFA Cup, Ricardo Carvalho. Welcome, Ricardo. So, Célia, two German teams in this round of 32. How do you rate their chances to progress?
Well, Frankfurt is playing a fantastic season so far, and Leverkusen, well, is also a really talented team. So, for me, I'm really excited to see how far they will come, but I think they can come quite far.
Can come quite far. We will see. We'll see. We'll have a lot of matches to see it. And Ricardo, you played one of the best and most exciting finals of this competition in 2003 in the packed stadium in Sevilla. So it was really an exciting match. What went through your mind when finally Derlei scored that winner in the extra time?
Yeah, it's true. It was unbelievable. The final in Sevilla, 2-2 during 90 minutes, and you score in extra time with Derlei was fantastic. Also for FC Porto was important. In that time, you didn't win European trophy for a long time, so it was important. And for me, it was special. It was my first big trophy.
Yes, and the first important trophy won by José Mourinho. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are nearly ready to commence the draw, but before we do so, I need to invite on stage Michael Heselschwerdt, our UEFA's head of club competitions, who will explain the technical procedure of the draw.
Thank you, Giorgio. Some technical explanation as follows. For the draw today, we will have the 12 group winners, the 12 group runners-up, and the 8 third-ranked teams from the group stage of the UEFA Champions League involved. This round of 32 will be played according to the knockout system. In accordance with the competition regulations, the UEFA administration will fix the kick-off times. The full fixture list will be available after the draw ceremony at 2:15. The following principles will apply for the draw. Clubs from the same association cannot be drawn against each other. The 12 UEFA Europa League group winners and the 4 best third-ranked teams from the UEFA Champions League group stage are drawn against the 12 UEFA Europa League group runners-up and the remaining third-ranked teams from the UEFA Champions League group stage. The winners and runners-up of the same group cannot be drawn against each other. The 16 teams play the seeded teams play the return leg at home. Finally, as the decision earlier taken by UEFA is still in place, teams from Russia and Ukraine shall not be drawn together. The procedure to establish the 16 pairings is as follows. The 16 balls containing the names of the unseeded teams will be placed in a ball, while the balls containing the names of their potential opponents are picked from the pot of seeded teams. The computer will indicate, after drawing each unseeded team, which group winners or best third-ranked teams can be drawn against them in accordance with the conditions just explained. Should we have only one team eligible to be drawn against a particular opponent, there will be no draw. Now, after all the technical explanation, I give the floor back to Giorgio to proceed with the draw.
Yes, thank you, Michael. And of course, I will give the floor to Célia. But before, let's remind ourselves of the teams in this draw. As we said, we start with the unseeded clubs. And the unseeded clubs are FC Zurich, Celtic FC, SK Slavia Praha, Fenerbahce, Sporting Clube de Portugal, Olympiacos FC, SK Rapid Wien, SS Lazio, Malmö, FC Krasnodar, Stade Rennais, Bate Borisov, Victoria Pilsen, Bruges, Shakhtar Donetsk and Galatasaray. And among the 16 seeded clubs, we have Bayer Leverkusen, FC Salzburg, Football Club Zenit, GNK Dinamo, Arsenal, Real Betis, Villarreal, Eintracht Frankfurt, KRC Genk, Sevilla FC, Dinamo Kiev, Chelsea FC, SSC Napoli, Valencia CF, Inter and SL Benfica. So these are the teams. We shuffle first our unseeded teams and let's go with the first team of the first pairing. Célia, tell us.
Victoria Pilsen.
So, from the Czech Republic, FC Victoria Pilsen is the first team drawn, and for Victoria Pilsen, all the options are possible. So, no exclusions here, because Victoria Pilsen is a club coming from the group phase of the Champions League. So, for Victoria, we have 16 potential opponents in this draw. Victoria Pilsen, which have reached the round of 16 3 times in their history, 2013, 14 and 2018. Now everything seems ready to know which team is going to be paired with Victoria Pilsen.
Dinamo.
So, Victoria Pilsen versus Dinamo Zagreb. So, this is our first pairing of the round of 16.
Perfect.
We'll soon know another one.
Club Brugge.
Starting with Bruges. So, it's another Champions League club from the group stage. And for Bruges, we have all the opponents possible except KRC Genk, which is the other Belgian side, present in this draw. And Bruges will start the round of 16, the round of 32 of this competition, of course, soon, trying to equal their best result in 1976 when they were in the final of the UEFA Cup.
FC Salzburg.
FC Salzburg, so the semi-finalists of last year of FC Salzburg, playing against Bruges in this round. Yes, Célia is semi-finalists again against Olympique Lyonnais, Olympique Marseille last year.
Rapid Wien.
And now another Austrian team, Rapid Wien, is drawn now, and they can play with all the teams left except Villarreal. Rapid Wien. Second time in the round of 16 for Rapid after first experience in 2016. 13 possible opponents. Here we go. This team will play in Wien the first match.
Internazionale Milano.
Internazionale Milano versus Rapid Wien. So this is the third pairing. So Internazionale Milano, which has won 3 times the trophy of the UEFA Cup.
Slavia Prague.
And now it's the turn of Slavia Praha. Slavia Praha can play against all the sides except Football Club Zenit St. Petersburg. So for Slavia, we have now to choose all the available opponents. For them, semi-finalists 22 years ago, Slavia. And we are ready also for this pairing. So, Slavia Praga versus
Genk.
Genk. Slavia Praha versus Genk. KRC Genk. Quarter-finalists 2 years ago.
FC Krasnodar.
And now FC Krasnodar from Russia. We have FC Krasnodar, which can be drawn against all teams but 3 of them, Dynamo Kiev, Football Club Zenit and Sevilla Fc. So Krasnodar, this is the second time that they go to this round of 32. We reached the round of 16 in 2017. Krasnodar are now paired with
Bayer Leverkusen.
Krasnodar versus Bayer Leverkusen, the winners of the 1988 edition of the UEFA Cup. So Bayer traveling to Krasnodar.
FC Zürich.
FC Zürich. FC Zürich can be paired with all the remaining seeded teams. So all of them are possible for FC Zürich. The other team in group phase has just been drawn. They have the same group, so no exclusions here for Zürich, which have made the round of 32 once prior to this season in 2008.
Napoli.
Napoli. FC Zürich versus Napoli, which have the trophy in their showcase, having won the 1989 edition.
Malmö.
And now we go to Sweden with the Malmö FF. And for Malmö, also all the options are possible. We don't have any team which cannot be drawn against them. First time in round of 32 for Malmö. Another couple of balls and ready. It's not an easy ball to open, this one.
Yeah, thank you. Chelsea FC.
Okay, Chelsea FC against Malmö. So here we have the pairing now. Chelsea, the winners of 2013, but also the team with the highest average possession of the ball in group phase, 66%.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
And now it's the turn of Shakhtar Donetsk, which have played the group phase of Champions League. All teams possible, but not Dynamo Kiev and not Football Club Zenit for Shakhtar, which are former winners of the trophy, having won in Istanbul in 2009.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
So Eintracht Frankfurt, one of the two teams with full points in the group phase, versus Shakhtar Donetsk. So we'll see. Célia said that the German teams have the potential to go very far. We will see against Shakhtar.
Celtic FC.
And now it's Celtic FC. So Celtic FC, they have all the options open, so nothing is impossible out of these 8 remaining seeded teams for Celtic, which were finalists in that famous final that Ricardo played in 2003. So let's go learn the opponents of Celtic in the round of 32.
Valencia.
Celtic versus Valencia. It's a great match. Says Celtic versus Valencia. Yes. Valencia is one of the teams coming from the UEFA Champions League group stage and are former winners, 2004.
Stade Rennais.
Now from France, Stade Rennais. Stade Rennais FC, all teams possible except FC Dynamo Kiev. For Stade Rennais, their first participation in the round of 32. Stade Rennais versus
Real Betis.
Real Betis. So Stade Rennais versus Betis Sevilla. So now entering a new pairing with
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos. Olympiacos from Athens. And for Olympiacos, no teams excluded. So it means 6 possible options for the team of Olympiacos. 3 times in the round of 16 of the UEFA Europa League. And they will play round of 32 against
Dynamo Kiev.
Dynamo Kiev. So Olympiacos versus Dynamo Kiev. One more.
Lazio.
SS Lazio. So Lazio, all opponents possible also for Lazio. So 5 potential opponents for the finalists of 1998. Lazio. So the name of their opponents is
Sevilla Fc.
Sevilla Fc, and it's not an easy opponent as they have all the records of the competition. 5 times winners, 3 times in a row, and also the record points this year in the group phase. Not lucky for Lazio.
Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce, now Fenerbahce SK, 4 opponents, no exclusions also for Fenerbahce. Semi-finalists once in 2013. And the host of the final of 2009 in their stadium in Istanbul. Last final of the old UEFA Cup.
Zenit.
Zenit, Football Club Zenit, St. Petersburg. So Fenerbahce versus Zenit is the next one. And Zenit, I remind you, they're also former winners, 2008 title.
Sporting Club.
Now Sporting Clube de Portugal. They cannot be drawn against Arsenal, not against Benfica, so they have only one option, and the option is Villarreal. So we are not going to have a draw, but we will want to see the name of their opponents. It's in this all Iberian tie.
Villarreal FC.
Sporting versus Villarreal.
Yeah. Now it's done.
Bate Borisov.
We go with Bate Borisov from Belarus. So Arsenal and Benfica both are possible for Bate Borisov. So Bate Borisov will play against this team.
Arsenal.
Versus Arsenal FC. So Bate versus Arsenal. So only one ball left, Célia. You've done an excellent job so far. You cannot miss the last one.
Galatasaray.
And that's Galatasaray, the winner of the 2000 edition of the UEFA Cup from the UEFA Champions League group stage, against another team from the UEFA Champions League group stage,
Benfica.
which is Benfica. So with Galatasaray versus Benfica, we have completed the round of 32. Pedro Pinto, coming with us, will tell us his opinion. And
Well, I can tell you what fans have been saying around the world, and they're really looking forward to so many of these games when there are just 32 teams left. And having a look at some of these fantastic clashes, pick out a few maybe. Celtic, Valencia, Shakhtar, Frankfurt, Zurich, Napoli, and then some heavyweight clashes as well, like Olympiacos, Dinamo Kiev, Lazio, Sevilla, Fenerbahce, Zenit, and finishing off with Galatasaray versus Benfica as well. If you're wondering when these matches will be played, first legs scheduled for Valentine's Day. That's 14th of February 2019, with a return leg a week later on the 21st. Please also note that the round of 16 draw will take place on the 22nd of February, right here after the return leg matches of the round of 32, of course. And I would like to thank, of course, Giorgio, Célia, Ricardo, Michael, for your work during this draw, a lot of it. That'll do it from us. I take this opportunity as well to wish everyone a very happy Christmas and, of course, a very successful year in 2019 in football as well. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Ricardo, excellent. Huh? That was very good. Thank you. Thank you.